Welcome back to the battlefield. Now, we are in the middle of trying to stabilize these couple of regions before we make too aggressive of a push against the remaining barbarians in the surrounding area. But that doesn't mean we can't have a look around and maybe do some raiding. So since we can't get any replenishment just yet, well, we wouldn't be able to raid there anyway. Why don't we just go up to the border and fortify? Okay, so the Odryssian Kingdom does have two armies. It looks like they're essentially just their mob spearmen. That would be a little bit tougher for this army to take on, just because swords don't deal with huge numbers of light troops as well as pikes do.
Ready for orders.
Now let's see. That does mean I will have to be a little bit less aggressive. I will probably need another army up here, so I'm going to start recruiting more troops. Let's see what the population is like down here. It's actually fairly high. And we should be able to get the Cretan archers now, so let's get started on that. Unfortunately, we can only recruit 3 units per turn in this province, and we can only recruit 6 of these Cretan archers at a time. I'll of course pick up these Spartan hoplites. They're not super fantastically good, but they are pretty good, so we'll make use of them. I always like to have the auxiliaries involved. It's interesting to me that the Tarentine cavalry is more expensive than the Pergamon cavalry. It has slightly higher armor, and it has javelins, and that's it. Well, and it's a little bit faster. Or excuse me, it doesn't have slightly higher armor, it has slightly lower armor. Slightly lower... Wait, no, yeah, it does have higher armor. I got myself confused. I'm sitting here looking at charge bonus, not armor, that's why. It has a lot less armor. Similar to everything else except for the ammo and the speed. I think I'd rather just have Pergamon cavalry, especially because they come from the same population. But I mean, you're not Greek if you don't have some Tarentines. I don't even know what that means, but whatever. Cretan levies, let's not bother with them. And obviously this is going to take several turns to recruit. Do I go with some spears down here? I feel like this army's going to need some more aggressive troops, because some of these archers we'll just put off into the other army. Do you know what? We'll actually just do that right from the get-go.
Ready for battle.
Except I really should finish this army before I get the second one started. Okay, so we'll have 3 archers, a whole bunch of hoplites. There should be 7 hoplites, 4 cavalry. We could probably do with some artillery, but obviously we can't recruit any down here. Maybe some of these light swordsmen? They have no armor, essentially. They're worse at fighting, but they have a slightly higher bonus against infantry. Nah, I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather just go with some medium spears, because they will hold out really well in a melee engagement anyway. Well, we'll look at that. We'll look at that later. We've got 5 turns to think about it. In the meantime, I maybe should be recruiting more troops back this direction as well. So let's raise up another army. Between the 2 of them, it'll probably take our income down to maybe 8,000 per turn. loyalty went down. I'm not remembering right now what we did that caused that, but, you know, whatever. These things happen. Okay, Diotrephes. Let's recruit you over here and pick up some of those Galatians. Yep, so we can get one more of them. A couple more Cappadocian Cav, just because we can. You know what, let's pick up some mountain dogs, why not? I don't normally use dogs in my armies, but let's see if we can get some good use out of those ones. And then just while we're here, we'll pick up another unit of these swords as well. Matter of fact, we'll do 2 units of these swords and 1 unit of cavalry. And then send you on your way over here.
Ready for orders.
Alright, now, I don't think we actually need to do anything with any of those armies. So let's just make sure our spies are being useful. It looks like if ever there was a time to attack this faction, it would be now, but I'd just rather not get started over there.
My skills are yours.
Let's have you wander up here and just do a quick pass through that section, and then we'll probably come back over to this city and keep an eye on it. All of our agents are deployed, our armies don't need to move. These guys, we can at least bring them closer to the front.
Waiting for more orders.
We can't patrol because there's only 1 man in the unit. You know what, I could maybe grab some mercenaries out of here. I don't think I'll bother. Alright, that should be all for this turn. So this episode, I definitely don't think we'll have time to wipe out these other 2 factions, but I think we will at least be able to get started on eliminating them. We're going to have a couple of boring turns here in a row, though, while we're recruiting new armies and getting them to the front. I didn't plan very far ahead when I was thinking about attacking into Greece. What would be funny is if I liberated Macedon. Okay, our income is
Ready for battle.
down quite substantially, but we are starting to get some replenishment,
At your command.
at least for
Hunger for battle. Ready
Funky's
for battle.
fieldmen. It's probably because oh, you know what, we actually didn't even finish that. I would assume it's because we got some buildings finished, but I'm not actually sure why we're allowed to replenish here. But I am not complaining.
Ready for orders. Ready for battle.
Let's see, let's actually go ahead and move this army a bit closer to the front as well.
March. Our path is blocked.
Yeah.
Our advance has been halted. Soldiering. It's a good life.
The other units I was going for was cavalry, but I'm wondering if I should just get a bunch of light troops and then not worry too much about whether they survive. Because I think we just need numbers. And a medium spear unit with some armor and 300 men, that should be a pretty decent unit to have. We'll give those Phrygian peltasts a go, though. Okay, so we picked up what we needed to out of this province. Let's go ahead and start moving forward.
Your next command.
Ephesian pikemen. I could maybe do like an auxiliary army. Those Rhodian slingers are quite good. And they're actually cheaper than my Trallian slingers.
Are you ready to serve?
So yeah, we'll pick up a couple of them. Get some more of these axemen. And that's all of our foreigner population gone. Do you know what? Why not? We'll get some Ephesian pikemen. And just see how we like them. See how they stack up with our Pergamon pikemen. So we'll spend a couple of turns recruiting here, and then we could probably do with some more cavalry in this army. So maybe instead of a couple of these units of axes, we'll get some cavalry. I'm not going to go with the super expensive cavalry, though. I'm just going to go with the Rayos Cav. Alright. Okay, the Celts have reached new reforms. These guys are not Celtic, so that's not a problem. What are they? Can I see what that... I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Is it just Thracian? Whatever, I don't know.
Ready for orders. We hunger for battle.
Go ahead and upgrade this as well. Did I say I was going to go for the wealth rather than the timber? I think I will. Okay, now I need to be a little bit careful because while we're spending all this money on recruiting, we are, I keep saying we, I am quickly also draining my treasury. And because I'm recruiting, I'm also reducing my income per turn. So I need to be a little bit careful of that. But these things are expected. Why are you so disloyal? Do you know what? I should assign this guy some household members to make him more effective. His 2 authority when leading an army is quite good. The extra armor is mediocre. We're not going up against Hellenic factions right now, so that doesn't really matter. Alright, we'll just give him the, where was it? +2 authority when leading an army. Since he is the guy that'll have the Ephesian pikemen, I don't want to give him these spear bonuses. I would rather just give him some kind of like base bonus like cunning. It'll give him some campaign movement range as well. Alright, that should be all for this turn. Let me check this spy. Just take a quick look over here. Yeah, so not a particularly intimidating army.
My skills are yours.
In either of these places. This is probably the more dangerous one just because they have more medium units.
How can I be of assistance?
And you know what, let's actually stay over here and keep an eye on the Odryssian Kingdom, because I think that's who I'm going to attack. So let's pull Grumpy's guard back over here. We can go ahead and patrol for a turn. What I'm thinking is I'll send Grumpy's guard and Funky's fieldmen up together to take Odessos once I've got this army close enough to hold Anthea. And then we'll fight off whatever counteroffensive they do and kind of hold our ground here while we're bringing up our extra forces from these armies. And that should be good enough to help us win a quick, decisive victory against these enemies and hopefully end these wars just about as fast as they started. I'm actually not going to patrol with them. I know I'm losing some replenishment by pulling them out of the garrison, but I would like to get the public order positive here so we can get some growth going.
A treaty between us would please the gods and give our enemies much to think about. Well?
Yes, it would, but you see, you're enemies with everyone, and I'm not, so no. Yeah, the Seleucids would be difficult to play as, I think. Because they start off fairly powerful, but they have so many enemies thrown at them right off the bat.
Your next move is simple. You take this offer and we both...
Alright, that's not too big of a deal. Good, we're getting more and more growth in our main province, or our home province rather. I'm probably going to need some more public order on the go here. But I know for sure I'm going to need more food once this finishes. I mean, not immediately, but... I'm just trying to think, if I expand this, what do I put in there? Or would it be better to just wait for this building? We could get some income out of this building, I think. That seems like a reasonable decision to me. Okay, the Odryssians are...
Commander?
At our border. We could very, very easily take on this army with
Ready for
Funky's
battle.
fieldmen. That would not be a difficult fight.
At your command.
But I just don't think we're ready to take on these extra floating armies yet. Nearly back up to full strength over here. Let's maybe push this army a little bit Oh, I really should send them down after Pella. So no, we'll stay over here for now.
Get the fortifications ready. We hunger for battle. We hunger for battle.
And do you know what? I bet we could even take both of these armies on in an open field battle just with
Commander,
Funky's fieldmen, because we could quickly use the cavalry to get around and wipe out their skirmishing units. And then obviously their melee infantry aren't going to be able to do a whole lot against my pikes in the open field.
How may I serve you?
So I'm kind of tempted to declare war and then just see what the AI does. The problem would be I bet these guys would gang up on me here, and that... If I was in the settlement I could probably win that battle, but that would be ugly.
ready for battle.
An army with no cavalry. It's a bit scary, but it'll be good for balance of power when it comes to auto-resolving in siege battles. And I consider that pretty valuable right
Our
now.
path is blocked.
Alright, but I really don't think anything else needs to happen this turn, so we will just check and see who can level up and what bonuses they will get. That's all. I really should do something to adjust this guy's loyalty. Especially because he does have a fair amount of influence. We'll have our general send him a gift. We can't send him a gift. His loyalty is too low. I forgot that that was a thing. They have to be in the positive on loyalty. Alright, well, we will send him off. I know it's expensive, but we will send him off to Thrake to boost the public order. Hopefully if he's out of town, he won't be able to cause an insurrection. Probably just another 3, maybe 4 turns, and we'll be able to declare war. Go ahead and let Egypt keep dealing with these rebels for us. What kind of armies does Egypt have? A couple of pikemen and then a lot of skirmishers mostly. I don't think I have ever done a campaign where I have stayed friends with Egypt. Ever. And I've done a lot of campaigns in Rome too.
I bring word.
I didn't even realize I was still at war with them, but no, I don't need peace with you, and I'm certainly not going to pay for it. Cavalry training so that we can get them at a higher level, and we will actually... It's unfortunate that we just got all of our cavalry here. I may just pick up a couple of more units of cavalry then, since we can get them at, what, rank 2 now? Yeah, let's go for it. This is kind of a weird army build anyway, so I'm not too concerned about how they end up. Are there any other good options from this province? Not really, I don't think. It would be nice to have more artillery, though, I will say that. We'll hold off for now. Alright, and now we have the beginnings of stability in Thrace. Let's immediately spend as much money as we can here, because the faster I can get this built up, the more stable of a base I have to attack from.
Ready for battle.
Right, you lot are recruiting.
We hunger for
Did that faction ever get destroyed? Okay, they are finally destroyed. So I don't actually need to defend any of my settlements right now, because none of my enemies are close enough to attack me.
Commander.
And another 3 turns until... Okay, we're gonna cancel all of these guys, and we're gonna give them some Tarentine cavalry.
It's a good life.
Just because we can get them a rank 3 right off the bat. And we'll call that good enough over here.
Commander.
Right, that should be basically it for this turn. I'm still not quite ready to declare war yet.
For orders.
Let's go ahead and send our spy back over this direction now. We have a pretty good understanding of what is in these armies now. It's just basically mob troops. None of these troops are particularly good. They can do a lot of damage, but none of them are particularly good.
Ready for
And
battle.
as long as their armies stay in roughly the same place, we won't need to go looking for them. Public order. Is actually going to be a little bit of a problem here. For the time being, I think I will leave it alone. Hopefully we can get enough growth fast enough that we can maybe just build a temple here or here. If not, I can always convert a building. But for now, while it's still, public order's still at 100, I'll just leave it alone. Let me check through all of my provinces to make sure they are taken care of. I'm going to let things settle a little bit more here with construction before I pursue either of these options. Things look good here. I could get some more money. Got plenty of food. But I don't know if I like the losing 8 public order just for an extra 300 gold per turn, basically. So I won't upgrade that just yet. Everywhere else is essentially maxed out. Here, we just don't have enough food to bother upgrading that settlement. Alright, so on to the next turn. Oh, no, one of our spies has gained some additional experience. Make her more capable of stealing food, and then whatever else, because I don't really make particularly good use of spies in this game.
Bound by treaty, our land...
Part of me is also kind of hoping... Oh, I should have actually checked if I have any, like, trade agreements that I needed to cancel. I didn't even think about whether any of those were still
We have been
active.
blessed with
That could slow us down by several turns. Okay, we have gained extra movement. Alright, let's check. Damn it.
Do not attempt to sweeten
Alright,
truth with
well,
honey. Speak
we have
plainly,
another
and I
army
will
in
deal
position
honestly.
ready to go,
Flatter,
so if they
and
declare
you
war on
fail.
me because of this,
I will
So
pray
be
to
it.
the gods and hope they watch over you.
and
from
we've been
this
trading with
day
them for
on.
quite some time, but we're only losing 450 gold
Dealing
per
is
turn.
done.
So, ending that trade agreement is not too big of a deal.
Advance. Ready for battle.
Alright, what I'm going to do here is I kind of expect them to declare war on me, so I'm going to garrison the settlement. I doubt I'll have the movement range to get Grumpy's Guard over there. But what I'll do is I'll bring Grumpy's Guard as close as I can get.
Advance. Destination reached.
And then that way, if they like lay siege and the odds are terrible, at least I'll have a relief force nearby.
Ready for orders. Commander.
Okay, the Odryssian Kingdom did send their other army away. I would imagine it's like right here.
What do swifter than hammers?
Yep. Okay, so we could potentially come under attack from 3 armies at Pulpudeva. If that were to happen, we would probably lose. Matter of fact, we would almost definitely lose because these swords would just not hold up. And we don't have any sort of garrison to help us out yet.
Ready for orders.
Alright, well, hopefully they don't attack yet.
Ready for battle.
Still got another 2 turns before this army is ready to march.
At your command.
I'll go ahead and leave that army alone for now. Alright, construction report. Okay, public order is good. We'll be going down by 2 when we complete this. Actually, it'll be going down by 4. So we'll be at positive 5. We can afford to do this. The extra income will be helpful. The extra growth probably shouldn't matter because I would bet Athens is already maxed out. Yeah. This year in history. I should check on the Romans and the Carthaginians again. I haven't done that for quite a while. This would be a horrible way to go. What a Chad, though. Okay. We are still making money, but money is going to be a little bit tight here, so we need to be acting fast with these armies.
At your command.
I do have enough money that I could just hire a bunch of mercenaries and march these armies together and probably auto-resolve at Pella. And then if Grumpy's Guard could take this army, these guys could hold off those 2 armies. Alright, we're just about ready for war here. We just finished that research. I don't really need that very badly right now. is it? It should be over here, right? Yeah, we'll go for the landed estates soon. But is anything else enticing to me right now? Yeah, we'll go ahead and improve our armies. Why not? We're about to be fighting. And in the relatively near future, I suspect things may kick off with Rome, so I'd like to be as strong militarily as I possibly can be by then. Some of our provinces aren't particularly happy, but that's okay. The problem over here looks like it's mostly slaves, so that will kind of die down on its own. Alright. I never even looked at what Carthage and Rome were doing.
Let all men fear me.
I distracted myself again. Realistically, there's probably not too much change. Alright. They have not declared war on us just yet. Oh, that hurts. Is banditry that high here? No, we just got a bit unlucky. 1% chance that it was going to happen, and it happened. Alright, well, I think it is time. Let's go find where that second army is, because I don't know where they went. I would assume they're still right here. Can we maybe... What's their movement range like? They can't quite get all the way through here to reinforce at that city.
What do you wish of me?
If I sabotage them, I mean, I only have an 18% chance for that to succeed, so it's not even worth doing. Alright.
Ready for battle.
The war is ready to begin. I know I may have some diplomatic penalties from doing it so quickly after ending my treaties. Do I have any non-aggression or anything with these guys? Or I do have trade with them. That's unfortunate.
Ready for battle.
But I think it is time.
At your command.
So, let me just check and see. I am currently steadfast.
Speak ill or slowly, and I may feed your tongue to
There
the
shouldn't
dogs.
be a diplomatic penalty from declaring war on these guys. I don't know how the diplomacy works, whether I will get a penalty for declaring war on them, or whether they're declaring war on me, because they're joining their ally. But I think we're in position to strike.
I am sure you have many
So
pleasantries
let's
for
go
me,
ahead
but
and...
Our warriors
Ooh,
will
untrustworthy.
march,
That's
and our
not what I
women will
wanted.
prepare the victory feast for their return.
Why did I take such a huge penalty? Anyway, their allies actually didn't even join them.
We
So
hunger for battle.
they're kind of in for
At your
a
command.
world of hurt. Go ahead and... Oh, we're sending so many pikes over here. Yeah, they should just run away.
March.
Now, you lay siege. Go ahead and just encircle the city for now. I'm really surprised that their ally gave up on them.
Kill them all.
One unit of cavalry, several skirmishers, but not really anything too intimidating, so let's get in there. I don't really have a good way to protect myself from the javelins and from the other missiles and stuff that they'll fire at us, but they don't have that much, and I'm thinking I can probably get to these javelin men with my cavalry before they use all of their ammo. Go ahead and try and fight up here where it's a bit flat, a bit more flat. Just spread nice and wide. Use both of these as reserve troops. I actually think it would be wise to have some additional reserves.
Light infantry at your command. We await your command. Orders understood. Pikemen!
Just in case they decide to get real tricky with their flanking.
Imperia's lancers! Pikes ready!
Alright, well, let it begin.
Have no mercy in your hearts today. The barbarians. Lingers! At speed!
Oh, we should
Pikemen!
not march in phalanx.
Quick march!
Okay, they are going to just let us come to them.
Follow me! Ready to ride!
So what I expect I will do is just take my time, march up to this point, and then they should probably charge at me as soon as we get in range to sling at them. Yeah, these mercenaries are their most dangerous unit right now besides their general and maybe that unit of cavalry. Alright, let's see if we can't go pick off a couple of these javelin men, because they don't even have shields.
My lord!
But let's definitely make sure we move the entire force together.
Imperia's lancers! At your service! We await your orders! Fill the sky!
Okay, let's go ahead and just give you a move order.
The gamer cavalry! Ride out!
Or an attack order, not a move
We
order.
await your command!
Is there any terrain here that we can't cross? Doesn't look like it. What about out here?
Gamer cavalry!
I don't think so.
Shield bearers! Slingers!
Have we fired a volley yet? Well, that was quite lackluster.
Advance at speed!
Pikemen, time for phalanx. Cavalry, get all the way out and around them.
Imperia's lancers! We are at your command! We understand! Fire!
Okay, that's fine if they shoot into that group a little bit. They will do a decent amount of damage, but not enough to kill us off. Okay, if they're gonna play a little bit cautious, and I think I will too. They're not using their javelins, so I am happy to just keep shooting them. Or not shooting them, but slinging into them.
Cavalry!
Okay, they'll be close enough to use their javelins real soon. Just trying to let my slingers form up so they can actually fire proper volleys. Yep, still taking a little bit of javelin fire here. Let's see if we can maybe scare that cavalry into the pikes. They are going to be supported by those spears.
At your service, Commander.
Nah, I don't think that's wise. Let's go ahead and pull back out of that. Maybe if we come around this side, we can give an attack order and scare them off. At least activate the skirmish mode.
At the double! Ready! Orders understood!
Yeah, we are taking some damage, but we can handle it. And if we just completely get rid of their javelin, then I really don't think we'll have anything to worry about at all. Because we can always just rotate this unit back to the rear.
Ready for orders!
I wish you would stop running so much, it makes you harder to shoot. I was gonna say, I didn't think you'd be able to get it from that far away. It was worth a try though. Okay, let's see if we can actually catch the cavalry here.
Ready.
Spears, charge at them to try and push them back.
Shield.
Yeah, that didn't work.
At your service, Commander!
Okay. Route that unit. Oh, they actually decided to charge. Okay, well hopefully we can deal with this quickly.
Infantry ready.
You lot, time to cycle out.
Ready and waiting.
Yep, break phalanx and just get out of there. We need to get our cavalry out of here, but we can't just yet.
Cavalry!
Orders, my lord. Fill the skies.
Cavalry!
Shield.
Okay, you guys go ahead and hit that unit. We pulled their spears back out. General, come back over here and help deal with that cav.
Ready and waiting.
Pikemen! At speed!
Shield bearer.
Losing? Interesting. Maybe it's because they're being shot at the same time.
Shield bearer.
Okay, I'm not going to put them in phalanx just because there's such a mess going on back there right now.
Marching order.
Our general is under attack.
Yeah, General's under attack, that's fine. Get rid of this cavalry.
We await your
Slingers have nearly seen off all of their missile units. Okay, that unit is shattered.
Cavalry!
Oh, that's not good. Pull back to here, man. Hurry.
Ready and waiting!
Let's get a rear charge there.
Gamer cavalry!
These Pergamon Royal Guard are not proving to be as powerful as I would have liked them to be, but that was an excellent rear charge.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Slingers are starting to run out of ammo, that's okay. It would have been nice if they could have broken this unit, but It's fine that they didn't. Now I'm actually very impressed with the AI right now, because normally the AI will just kind of bum rush you. But if they were to do that, it would be very, very easy for me to just sit back and play defensive. So the fact that they're forcing me to come to them is actually pretty impressive. Okay, my left flank is going to really struggle just because these guys have taken such a beating. But alright, that unit's routed. We can reform the line.
By your command.
Understood.
Double time.
Didn't realize these guys took as much damage as they did.
Pikemen!
Pike infantry ready.
Okay, let's go ahead and reform.
Pikemen! Ready for orders!
Shield bearers.
Send the shield bearers back out. And prepare to push forward. Now I'm going to have to make really, really good use of my cavalry.
Shield bearers.
These guys actually realistically need a break for a while. It is unfortunate that this is a phalanx unit. I should use spears instead of them. But let us begin the march. That's not what I wanted to see. Alright, let's try this again.
Pikes ready. At the double.
Let's see if we can maybe tease them a bit with the
Ready
cavalry.
for orders.
Keep the secondary line close enough to help, keep the general close enough to rally the men.
Commander. At speed.
Heavy horse at your command!
These guys can still do a lot of damage to our pike units in the center.
Hippias lancers!
Okay, they've not taken the bait.
Riders at the double!
Not yet, anyway.
The gamer cavalry!
Okay, but here we go. They might be charging some units into us now.
Shield bearers.
You guys need to get up and guard that flank immediately.
Heavy cavalry!
Alright, this should be the beginning.
Yours to command!
If they only send a few units up at once, that's even better for us.
Cavalry! By your command! Ready and quick!
Send the general over here and use some war cry.
Shield bearers.
Okay, pikes will hold just fine over there. Cavalry, go ahead and wrap around their flank. I was going to do a rear charge here, but not really thinking it's a good idea. Well, actually, yeah, it is. It's a good idea. Let's go for it. Since this unit of spears pulled away, I think we can get a charge and then still get out of here. Let the charge play out a little bit and then retreat. Wasn't enough to really have a big morale impact, but it did some damage, and we got out of there before the spears caught us. That's the important thing. Okay, we need the pikes to be a bit more aggressive, and we need the shield bearers to fall back. Who's the healthier unit of pikes? We're going to send you over here. Get ready for some more rear charges. Our cavalry back here can actually go ahead and engage, because these are not the Thracian warriors with the falcons or whatever it's called. Those are the Thracian warriors with the swords. Okay, these guys we don't want to charge into because they have a bonus against cavalry. Okay, we hit them quite hard. Let's go ahead and pull out of that. Go ahead and send you lot back in to help out this phalanx. The pikes can just reform here. Maybe a war cry on some of these guys will be enough. Not quite yet. Try and maintain the high ground here. I'm not going to give attack orders with my pikes just because I feel like every time I do it messes up their formation. Okay, shield bearers pull out.
Ready for orders.
Cavalry pull out. We didn't quite rout them. Those guys we probably could have seen off, but oh, barely caught that in time. I didn't catch that in time. Alright, so they caught and killed a bunch of our cavalry up here. Just poor micro. No, you gotta run away, guys. Okay. Those are falcons. We're not going to charge them with the cavalry. What are these guys? We could charge them.
The men are wavering.
Yep, that's okay. Regain your bravery.
Ready for orders.
Ready.
As you command.
Ready for orders. Ready and waiting.
We can actually probably charge these units, because they're just the standard swordsmen. We can actually even bring the general over here to help out with that.
Your orders.
Yet these guys shouldn't last long.
Gamer cavalry. We await your command. The gamer cavalry.
Light infantry orders. Commander.
Oops. Yep, make the pikes push forward. Let's go ahead and give a charge here. I don't think we're going to get caught too badly. The general get a little bit of an uphill charge here. They just did a rally, so I don't think we'll be able to break them with this, but you never know. Okay, you guys need to retreat. It actually did work. We broke the one unit.
The gamer cavalry.
We await your command.
General.
Okay, pikemen advance on that unit.
Shield bearers.
Yours to command.
Alright, we can start moving some of these pikes forward. They still have a lot of infantry floating around.
Pikes ready. Light infantry at your command.
Okay, let's actually just reform like this.
Ready and waiting. The gamer cavalry.
Let's keep some cavalry in the rear so that we can chase them down.
The gamer cavalry.
Your orders.
Commander. Citizen cavalry.
Advance.
Ready and waiting. The gamer cavalry. General. Charge.
Okay, we got a nice charge there. Now let's fall back. You lot come up here and chase that unit down.
Citizen cavalry.
General, it's probably time to get you out of there.
As you command.
That was just enough to rout that unit. Thank goodness.
General.
Okay, our cavalry isn't getting caught by active units right now. Okay, I may have been a little bit too aggressive with this unit of pikes. Let's turn the line a little bit.
Gamer cavalry. Heavy cavalry.
Pikemen ready for orders.
Start to send the slingers over here too, just in case we need any more support.
Cavalry. Gamer cavalry.
Back for glory.
Ready and waiting. Yours to command. Citizen commander.
Go ahead and let the general run down some of these troops.
Orders.
By your command.
I think we can get a nice rear charge in there.
Gamer cavalry.
Might get caught over here. Let's go ahead and send these guys up.
The gamer cavalry.
See if they can catch some of these units.
Ready to ride.
General.
Shield.
Send the shield bearers in, tell the pikes to be more aggressive.
Gamer cavalry.
Commander.
I could just charge them.
Gamer cavalry.
Yeah, why not? Let's just charge them.
Waiting.
At the double. Forward. Ready
We've got infantry support available. That should be a winning fight. Alright, now the healthiest of the pikes. Again, moving forward. You guys get to chase down that unit. General, go ahead and help out, why not? Go ahead and just tell these pikes to engage that unit. I'm not going to charge them out there, though.
Cavalry! Orders! Shield bearers!
Okay, you three. Just go there for now.
We await your command! Citizen cavalry! Riders! Advance! March to command! Orders! Break the line! Orders!
I'm impressed these guys held as long as they did. Go ahead and have the royal companions turn around and form a phalanx here. Now we've caught them between two of our phalanx walls. They should not last much longer. Go ahead and keep the pikes slowly moving forward. This phalanx did not work correctly. That's alright. The pikes will do just fine. Do you know what? We might even be better off pulling these guys out of phalanx.
Ready and waiting.
That's not quite what I was expecting them to do. Guys, go ahead and break phalanx and get over here. That's actually going to hurt a little bit. Yeah, that's going to hurt pretty bad, actually, because that's a heavy melee unit. Okay, you guys, just get out. That's not winning engagement for you anymore. Yep, just get out of there. That's awkward. I got so busy looking at the pikes that I forgot to manage the pikes. And those are actually anti-cav units. Alright, well, we'll give them a pike line and not let them look at anything else then. How's that? Actually, we'll keep some cavalry nearby because we do need to run them down after. Okay, cavalry, come do your job.
Come forward! We await your command! Ready and waiting! The game of cavalry!
And that should be plenty. So we did take some casualties, but wasn't too bad of an engagement. We didn't really use our pike line very effectively, but the AI in DEI, I have noticed, tends to be very, very picky about how they engage pikes. And they should, because engaging pikes from the front is a bad idea. Alright. Yeah, that left flank we didn't really protect very well. I should have shifted more forces that direction when they sent such a heavy attack over there. Look at our general putting in the work. Didn't do any friendly fire, but I mean, a battle like that, it's pretty easy not to. Especially because I used all of my ammo right off the bat anyway. We ran down enough of their troops that they don't have anything left. Let's go ahead and ransom them. I think we're going to need money.
Ready for orders.
And I'm going to end the episode here, but we have another
Ready for orders.
2 battles to go, and we can wipe out the Thracians. But anyway, we'll end this one here, and see you guys in the next one.